Okay, how's it going, everyone? It is Monday, December 12th, 2024. Not my usual setup because of my OBS crash, so I am taking a Dan style video, recording this on my phone, and let's just see how this works. This is really my first time doing it. So, no pick on the video. No pick on the video on the 27th. You can see here on the day post Thanksgiving, market is rallying up over here. Volume is pretty low, light volume day. Picks up later in the day as we see some buyers and sellers getting a little bit more paired off. A little bit of late day profit taking, but nice little bullish day to a new all-time high. Today, the market has opened flat, and it is just continuing pretty flat today, chopping around VWAP over here. Not really doing a whole lot. So, don't really have to worry about that stuff too much. Pretty dead day. Now, I'm not super bearish. I saw that a couple of pros take some overnight shorts in the chat. I'm still bullish on a longer term basis. I could see a move all the way down to 600 where we test the prior all-time high in this breakout. That also lines up with a longer term. Let's recalculate this AVWAP. Yep, so there's the breakout at 600. So we could test that level over here on a move down. Now that'll be a little more bearish, but I do expect this level to hold. And here's a SPY D1. You can see that's at $600 level. We'll break through. I like to see a little retest and a tail, something like this or something like this. And that tells us that there's support and we have a chance to go higher. So personally, I feel like there's a pretty good chance we can hit 610 this week. I give it a 75% chance that it happens. And I'm looking to take profits, leave it probably in some kind of bearish engulf and a gap up higher. That's a good time to take profits. Or if the move stalls for a little bit, you can see not really moving anywhere after this big run up over here. Nice time to take some gains. So if we see some tiny bodied candles, mixed candles, not really doing a whole lot, I will take some gains. If I see a big gap up over here and a bearish hammer or bearish engulf, I will take some gains, but not at that day, right? I'm going to wait until the next day or even the day after to take those gains because this is the first chink in the armor and we usually have one more go on a shorter term basis before the market starts to flatten out and then roll over to the downside to begin the next cycle up. So that's kind of the market outlook for today. Now, in terms of our swing positions, we're just kind of keeping them. We're holding them because I haven't really seen the price action here. Now, mentally today, didn't have a ton of sleep. Kind of woke up in the middle of the night, so woke up today a little bit more anxious. I don't want to see. I have some nice gains on a couple positions. I don't want to see them go away, and I don't want to give up the games that I feel like I added well, I entered well, I timed the market well, I played the probabilities right. So don't want to give those up, but this is mentally a reminder to always conduct that ongoing technical analysis, right? So we're moving up here. We still haven't seen the signs of slowing down, right? We slowed down a little bit over here. You can see we got a test, but we didn't get knocked down too hard from that 600 level. So that tells us that we have a chance to push up higher. These light volume rallies continue a little bit longer than usual. So that's kind of the bias on the swing trades over here. I'm just going to flip through a couple of them on this chart. Okay, so let's look at these D1s first, and let's start with the ones that are doing pretty well today. So we are an app that stock is churning up a little bit today. You can see it's on this nice steady grind higher on the D1. We have a starter position over here at about 333, if I got that right. Or 323, I believe, sorry. 323. So the stock is grinding up higher. Now it's still strong relative to the market, but the market's moved up a little bit faster. So with app, gonna ride it out, but I'm probably gonna take some profits at the end of the cycle, and we wait until the next cycle. This is a good chance this week to start scaling out of some of my positions. I'm not gonna take profits on all of my longs, but definitely gonna scale out of some of my longs. So Amazon today, nice gap up. Tested this high, looks like right over here at 212. Just got a buy signal on this guy, so let's check out Amazon over here. So a nice run up, started to pull back here, found some support above this level over here. Still in the stock. I'm gonna get rid of this EVU app, not relevant. Still in the stock, and starting to base out, find some support, gaining a little bit of relative strength. So I think it still has a good chance to test the all-time high, which is right here. And even potentially break through that. So we have to see. Tech is getting a little bit of love. There's some sector rotation coming into this. The retracement was a little bit deeper than usual, but we're still preserving this uptrend over here. And I do think there's a chance that we at least test this high over here. So looking for potential test at that level, and then I may take some gains. This is a nice little blue chip stock, and I'm fine with holding it even until the next earnings. But in terms of my cycle over here, got in over here. We took a little bit of a pullback, a partial loss here for some buying power reasons, and then we're running it back up over here. So Netflix, if you remember, we got in on this trade, I believe, on the 21st at 9:06. Pull back over here, test the 8 EMA. Stock is slowly erasing that red candle pretty well. Some nice steady buying. So I like what I see here. And we're going to watch for this stock to break through this high of the day over here. Team, we have a 2x position. We're running this up. Moving up a little bit over here. I'm watching to see. Now this has a little bit of volume on this bearish hammer. So I'm probably going to take some partial profits at the high here at 269. But to me, there's a good chance that team can actually continue up a little bit higher. So again, we're looking for a nice kind of bullish trend day, and that's going to set the tone. So on a bullish trend day, going to ride some of the stocks that are performing. Stocks that aren't really performing too hot, I'm going to start to scale out of those. So team I might still keep, but it may scale out. This is Twillo. So far, it may be forming a bit of a double top today. So I might take some partial gains on Twillo. We got in somewhere over here, and the stock, or sorry, somewhere over here, and the stock had tested the IPO AV VWAP, came back, moving up and testing it again. So certainly a lot of volume coming in on that 25th over here. Market had a little bit of a red day, but market is flat. Stock is getting pounded down a little bit. So that tells us that we're hitting some little bit of stoppage over here. And we'll look at the intraday chart today on Twillo. You can see that we had the run up over here, and then the stock is now kind of hugging the low of the day, not really rallying too much. So that's what we're seeing there. But again, not panicking a lot of these. GoDaddy kind of flattening out here, pausing in that trend. So again, just really waiting for a nice, decent trend day in the market. And then I'm going to look to start to take gains in some of my positions. GoDaddy's looking good. Still like that trend on the D1 chart. Not a bad time to take gains. There's a little bit of resistance at 200. But again, that trend day, it's going to really determine what's going to happen here. Reddit's been a little bit choppy, but it's really testing this breakout high at 139. So just holding that level. I believe our average price is somewhere around this level. I think I got it over here and I added it over here. So our average price is somewhere down over here. So we're still in profit on this guy. Dash, we are slightly we're slightly in profit here. Took it around 176. Stock is climbing up higher, but this is a low, pretty choppy move now. I think it's forming a decent channel. This is a marginal new high, so not loving Dash. Picks are going to get a little bit weaker as we come down. There's Shop. Tested that 8 EMA, had a big flush this morning that was a little bit scary. Now we have a nice buy signal. We're still in profit on the stock, and depending on how hard it gets knocked down, I think there's a good chance that Shop can break through the high of the day. So we're in somewhere over here. Totally willing to ride this guy out. And this might be one we keep throughout the next market cycle, depending on how it goes. AI, kind of chopping around here. It's looking pretty good, so I may potentially scratch on this. We got the double top. I'm going to zoom out to AI over here on an M30 chart. So we see it's still a bit in a bearish trend. We don't want this low to be broken. So we're going to set an alert somewhere right here. And we're going to set an alert right here. So if it starts, we have a little bit of selling here. If we can start to really push back up, get above that level, we could be in decent shape. There's that big IPO AV VWAP somewhere around here. And stock tried to break through that last time over here. Couldn't quite do it, and then fell back through it. So that is a pretty important level for us in order to continue higher. AFRM, bit of a bearish hammer. There's some volume here. But yeah, not a total engulf in my opinion. But still a little bit of selling pressure. UPST. So we gave this one as a long right here. Now this stock has broken through its AVWAP, formed a double top lower high, and is testing this level. So I'm still willing to lean on this $60 level. Definitely a ton of selling pressure in here, and could certainly work as an overnight position. But I'm not willing to bail on the trade just yet. I am just kind of watching to see, how it reacts to the $60 level. We have this upward sloping trend line here and the 50 SMA, which is sloping up as well. But looks like there's a little bit more selling pressure for the stock to work out. So we're not going to get too crazy. So those are all the picks for today. Now, in terms of any sort of day trades over here, first one I took was SMCI. So stock had a pretty nice move, kind of rallying up pretty strongly early in the day. A lot of material news on some, they're not completely corrupt or anything like that. So we got this pullback down through here, came back, tested, found support right above that VWAP. What I like about this is a pretty classic setup where, right, we have a strong move here, we have a pretty weak flag down, and then the stock forms a higher high right here. Higher high, higher lows. The trend is starting to reverse. We're through this downward sloping trend line, and we're above that AVWAP from the high of the day, which I think ends up being pretty useful for this guy. But usually if you can clear this relative high, right, that coincides with the anchored VWAP for the day. So if you get above this level right here, you ideally want to get a price pretty close to that anchored VWAP around 42.50. It'd be a pretty good price. I got on 42.90, so not a terrible price, but also not the worst price. And targeting the high of the day, I think there's a pretty good chance that we test the high of the day. I don't know if we're going to break the high of the day, considering that we only have an hour left. And SPY is looking pretty LPTE at the moment. But we are having a little bit of a higher low, nice little float up here. So we'll see what happens over here. I've sized it so I can take a loss on a close that closes below VWAP. If that happens, I'll just take the loss. Not really too worried about that. Sized it pretty small. And yeah, just waiting to see what happens. But so far, we're getting a little bit of selling. So I like to see kind of this stock find some support around this AVWAP level and then start to really rally up higher over here. Delete that series. Yeah, so that's probably going to be the day trade for today. But that is it for the market. So yeah, this is our impromptu video. We also have a nice bearish bullish divergence in SPY here. One piece cresting down. Market holding the gains pretty well over here. And then we're getting a nice cross up. So that is bullish in the short term, and I think we have a good chance of continuing higher. So today, again, we're riding the move up higher, but in terms of my shorter term bias, I'm more of like a 2 or a 1 bullish. I think we're closer to the end of the move than the beginning, and I think we're one good trend day when it starts to scale out. Big gap, I might start to scale out, and take profits on positions that are working. So that's the game plan for today on your kind of swings and your day trades. Thanks for watching, everyone. Hope this was helpful. Hopefully my OBS will be fixed tomorrow.